Space Berserker. Now, this is a Laseractive package. It's packaged just like a regular Laserdisc. It's got the spine card like a lot of Japanese media does. Just kind of a big sleeve, nothing really special about it. And your instruction manual is one sheet, because this game is 14 minutes long, believe it or not. From the time you push start to the time that the end credits start rolling, 14 minutes of playtime.
For $120?
$120 was list price.
Wasn't there some pretty hilarious typos on the leaflet as well?
Yeah, we looked those up last time. Let's see if I can find it.
So in '93, this kind of CGI would have been pretty impressive. Of course, it looks pretty bad now, but for a home video game, if I were to see this back in '93, it would have been.
The Hyperphaser. This high-energy bomb cannot be destroyed. Once it has been launched, it cannot be avoided, and you will be damaged.
You will be damaged.
Yes, not damaged. Damage.
Yeah, I remember typos all over that thing.
I'm sure they typed this up in 5 minutes.
Well, there's some full motion video in this game where you see some characters. It's going to remind you a little bit of anime from the late 80s. Mixed in with almost, it reminds me a little bit of Power Rangers. Because it's dubbed from Japanese.
This game also uses RSS sound, which simulates 3D sound with 2 speakers. I don't notice it at all.
So I'm terrible at this game. I don't think I can make it all 14 minutes.
That's 3 whole levels you gotta go through.
Now, as you can see, the enemies are extremely hard to see. Until they get real close, they're all black, so you can kind of see an outline, but because the background is space, pretty tough. You've got this wide laser, which doesn't really seem to harm the enemies very much, if at all. But it can shoot away the enemy shots. There's this middle that does a lot better at killing the enemies, but you have to keep on tapping. And it makes the meter run out.
Yeah, this game is pretty much just about shooting the enemy shots and not worrying so much about the enemies themselves. The enemies don't hurt you, but their shots do.
So you've got the meter that says shield. There's the other meter on top, which kind of depletes as you shoot your more powerful gun.
Yeah, I think that's your orange shot. And I guess, according to the manual, it says that some enemies have an energy shield and that the orange shot is the only thing that can go through them, and that other enemies, you shoot with the blue one. But honestly, the enemies move so fast and they're so difficult to see that I can't really tell the difference, so I just hold down both buttons the entire time.
Yeah, you gotta keep tapping the orange one. You hold down the orange one, it just stops. You can see the crosshairs change. I just took a little damage. It does give you, a sense that you are moving, with the stars moving in the background. And it's doing a pretty decent job.
Yeah, the rendering of the space station and the stars, I think, is really good. This game could have been pretty good. It's just some really fundamental things that they should have fixed that they didn't. Like black enemies on a black background. That's not a great idea.
Well, and 14 minutes long, it's kind of a bust.
Well, yeah. I think that's almost $10 a minute.
Damn.
But you know what? If you were rich enough to afford a Laseractive, you probably made about $10 a minute back then.
Let's go for it next
Yeah,
time.
I'm not very good at these games.
We've got new data. All planes return to base.
Roger.
People always talk about the Neo Geo being expensive, and it was, especially the games, but, oh, yeah, it's got nothing on how expensive the Laseractive was.
The enemy planes are equipped with energy field
and
generators.
still is. You go on eBay, Laseractive's broken ones go for $250.
So that's it. That's why our
Look, the
lasers
enemy is
bounce
called the
right
potato.
off. Next
Looks
time
just
we've got
like
to switch
a-
over to
nope.
heavy weapons.
Nope.
Well, and people give crap to the 3DO for being expensive, and it was really expensive. But
Yeah, that's $700.
yeah, at least there were options. You know, comparatively, the 3DO library of games you could buy is huge.
Yeah.
You know, is huge compared to this.
Analysis
I mean,
of
even
enemy
including,
main
you know,
force
edutainment
ships now
titles, you're still looking at around
complete.
20
Sending data.
titles total.
Are we ready?
Somewhere around there.
At least
This
in
fight's
3DO,
going
there
to be
was
one between the
a selection.
bandwagons. We'll have a concentrated
How many
bombardment
were on
with
3DO? Maybe
supernova
like
bombs.
150?
Yeah, I was
Attack
thinking
and
somewhere
resume.
around the 100-ish
Once you hit 'em,
range.
get back to the rear. After you finish the charge, attack in order. Attack starts when we get protective fire from the main guns.
But another interesting thing about the Laseractive is almost all the games are exclusives. So, aside from Triad Stone, which we're going to see in a minute, which is also known as Strahl on other systems, Time Gal, Road Prosecutor, these games never appeared on anything else. And the Laseractive isn't emulated yet, so the only way you can play them is with a real system and having the discs. That's why it's interesting to me, personally.
I was just so blown away by those explosions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll stop you dead in your tracks. See, I can't even talk now.
Shoot their phasers!
I like how he's telling me what to shoot, as if I could see any of it. I know the video, when it comes out and we upload it, since it's going directly into the computer, is going to be a bit easier to see these enemies, but looking at it on a TV like we are with these bright lights in our faces is just about impossible.
Yeah, even with the lights off, it's just tough.
Yeah.
You can see the shots pretty well, but the enemies are just real tough to see. And there's other on-rail shooting games like this. I mean, they're still making games like this. If you're on rails and you can't really control where you're moving, then should make the shooting really easy to do and fun.
And look at how fast the enemies are. That one that just went by. You know, even if I could have seen it right away, I never would have hit it. These things, I'm just kind of putting the reticle in the middle of the screen and hoping. That's something you can't shoot.
Hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these games for the Laseractive made by Taito. Taito has a pretty good track record, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So they obviously had some sort of vested interest in the Laseractive. But it really had to be tough to try to program for this, to have the Genesis doing some things in the front, having your reticle, the enemies that are flying on screen, but also having the Laseractive processing all the video in the background and getting those to work in tandem. That just sounds difficult. People complained about coding for the PS3 because of the cores, and for the Atari Jaguar because it had different processors, and it sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, I have no idea. There's so little information on the Laseractive out there, and just absolutely nothing about development, of course. So I have to hit A to shoot my bomb there. I think I might have done it. I might have missed on my hit. We'll see.
See? Oh, you got it.
I hit it. So that's level 2. We're more than halfway through the game now.
All right. Great job.
I'm not sure he's
Let's go for
sincere
it
when he
next
says,
time, too.
great job. Just kind of that, all right.
Right.
Engage
I was
from
like,
battle.
hey, little Timmy hit that ball off the tee, you know?
Yeah. I got deja vu a little bit there when you had the reticle and you needed that one last shot before a giant explosion. What could that possibly be from?
Star Wars Arcade on the 32X did that.
Oh,
That's-
Star Wars.
that's what
okay,
you're thinking of,
32X. Of course, that would be coming out right about the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe a year later, but yeah.
Obviously, in terms of playability, if you can find the vector-based Star Wars arcade, that's a lot funner. You got a Yo controller. I will say this boss is kind of neat.
Yeah, this was pretty well rendered for way back in the day. Oh, it's a Japanese game and there's tentacles.
His tentacles, a big surprise. Mm-hmm. Space tentacles, even.
I'm not quite sure what's happening to those ships that are hit by these tentacles. They're just kind of going away. They're not exploding. They're just going away.
It's hard to see. Life support system greed?
Green.
Green, okay. Almost thought it said Creed. It's like anything but that.
This analysis can get up the enemy ship structure right now.
What's that on the bow marked in red?
Probably a stabilizer or something similar.
Can that shielding really be that thin?
Looks like it.
That clinches it. We'll use the same tactics as before.
We'll use the same tactics as
As
before.
before.
Nothing new.
Nothing
Just
new.
keep on doing what you've been doing for the past 10
And
minutes or
let's go
so.
with the supernova.
In a way, the background video is all going to roll at the same rate. So it's just if you can survive until then.
Right.
So they're playing a movie in the background. Everything you're doing on the front of the screen is just shadow puppets based on what is already being processed in the background. Yeah, so you just killed an enemy there. You don't get a very good sense that you've done damage. You know, you don't get a big explosion.
Yeah, there's no sound or explosion. I mean, there's a little graphic, but not enough, really. Those damn green ones you can't shoot. They say in the manual that you're supposed to shoot the enemies before they shoot out the green thing, but again, without being able to see the enemies. Well, I saw that one, but I still didn't hit it.
Yeah, well, you will be damaged, so be careful.
It's just far more important to actually shoot the shots. And to the game's credit, they do give you quite a bit of time to shoot the shots. Again, except for those.
That was a teeny tiny bit nauseating.
Can't move that quick. Hey, I shot one. See, that looks pretty awesome.
Pretty cool. Neat idea.
Once you hit him, get back to the rear.
There we go. I just shot the bomb. Did it hit? I think I did it.
All right.
That's the end of the game. We've just seen the entirety of Space Berserker on the Laseractive. Again, $120.
In 93, so,
Yeah, you can pretty close to double that now.
yeah, well, about double.
Valkyrie Squadron, do you read me?
Look, she doesn't even look excited.
Can anyone hear
I spent
me?
about $250 on Steel Battalion when it came out, but I got a little more enjoyment out of that than this. Steel Battalion lasted more than 14 minutes.
Not for me, I'm terrible at that game.
It's tough.
Roger.
And if you want to find out more about that lovely lady who was just on the screen, there's a little bio right on the back here.
All Valkyrie Squadron.
Profile of
Return to
Tina
base.
Gushiken. Real name, Tina Manning. Birth date, February 6, 1975. Birthplace, Okinawa Prefecture. Hobbies, listening to jazz music and skin diving. She has received the new figure of the 15th Nippon Academy Awards for her debut film in, I'm going to massacre this, Bokura no Nanoko Kan Sensu 2, 7 Days War 2, 1991. She is also selected as Image Girl for Calpis and Calice in the advertising world. She hopes to succeed on international stages.
Well, let's call her up. She's gonna be in her 50s, but you know, we can ask her about the great time she had filming for Space Berserker.
Nothing about Ken in there, though.
Yeah, well, Ken's not a pretty girl.
Yeah.
This is a Japanese game with tentacle monster boss.
Ryu Hasagawa, Noise.
Noise. I don't remember a lot of noise when you were blowing up those ships.
Video Sun Mall. These must be companies.
Yeah. If any of you guys out there know about how this was advertised in Japan, that would be interesting if, you know, you opened up a Sky Mall magazine from 1993 and they were trying to sell
Like Laseractive.
Laseractive games to extremely rich businessmen, because who else could afford it?
It's like the Sky Malls that you only got in first class.
Yeah, they only have that.
They didn't have the Laseractive sorry, I'm going to do that again. They didn't have the Laseractive advertisements in the Sky Malls and Coach. Only the ones in first class.